So this might be a video, one of my last videos for a while. It's not that I'm going to stop, it's just I've been told to go into solitude. And when you are going through transitions on your spiritual journey and just with growth, it's important to be obedient, to listen, to be patient, to be kind, to be understanding, to be all these things, to just be compassionate to yourself. You know, we give so much to others, we pour so much into others. Sometimes we forget ourselves, and that's okay, but your vessel that your soul is housed in, you have to pay attention to it. You're going to need a lot of water. You're going to need a lot of rest. You're going to need a lot of grounding. You're going to need a lot of self-reassurance. You're going to need a lot of prayer. You're going to need a lot of cleansing, meditation, so on and so forth. I remember I kept seeing something maybe a year or so ago in regards to meditation, and I kept getting reminders that many people, their excuse in regards to meditation is they simply just don't know how to do it. And the thing that came up for me is you no longer have an excuse. Even if you don't feel like you don't know what you're doing, you still have to try, because it is a major component in allowing yourself to be still and to maintain your God-given peace and to just replenish your soul. I wanted to give thanks to a couple of people on YouTube that I watch and I feel have helped me on my spiritual journey. There's a couple of channels that come to mind, and again, I'm not doing anything to promote anything. I'm just shedding light. If it's helped me, maybe it can help you, or maybe it can help someone you know. Always go with your gut, your own intuition, do your own research, and go where you feel guided. You don't have to do what the next person is doing, because what they are doing may not necessarily work for you. But there is Be True Tarot. She's amazing. There's She's a Fairy. There's Baba Jolie. There's Swimming Through the Void. There is Finally Healing. She's awesome. There is Morning Star Tarot. She's great. She's phenomenal. There's so many different people on YouTube. And again, I just go where I feel guided, but those are a couple of the main people that I've watched like on a regular basis. There's also Lucky Circus TV. She's phenomenal. Anybody that I probably forgot of, it'll probably come to mind later. I wanted to speak about a couple of things. So the first thing is exposing yourself. You know, a lot of people are fearful when it comes to being exposed, and they don't want people knowing their business. You know, I was told from childhood to early on by my father, even my mother, you know, and even so-called friends or whoever it was that was trying to just pass on wisdom of, you keep your business to yourself. Everybody doesn't need to know your business because it is none of their business. And even if they know it, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to do anything. Sometimes it can add to more harm than it is good. But I believe in walking in light. I don't believe in walking in darkness. I don't believe in guilt. I don't believe in allowing your past to make you feel ashamed. You know, if something happened, if something went on, own it. If you did something you're not proud of, own it. And now you know to move differently. Now you know to not do, whether it was someone who did something to you, whatever the case is, now you know to own it, to honor it, to know it was a part of your journey to help make you grow, and it was placed in your path to make you a truly evolved individual. Exposing yourself, I don't feel is necessarily with giving your information to others, but you can expose yourself to self. If you're afraid to look in your own mirror and to confront your own demons, how do you think you're going to grow? You know, it's easy to point the finger at the next person. It takes skill, it takes mastery, it takes art to be able to point it at yourself. One thing you have to remember is when you point it at anybody other than you, you always got 5 more coming back. So it's better to do your own homework than to put the blame on the next person. Exposing yourself to yourself is where you will find growth, is where you will understand your traumas, is where you will understand things that, you know, hurt you, is where you will understand the pain, is where you will receive understanding. Exposing yourself to yourself. There's nothing to be afraid of. If it happened to you, it's a part of you. And if it's in your past, you no longer live there. You're no longer that person. You can let that go and you can allow yourself to be free. Don't allow your past to keep you in bondage, because that is exactly what it will do if you allow. Your past does not have power over you. Nothing has power over you unless you give it to them, unless you give it to it, unless you give it, you voluntarily give it away. A lot of people misunderstand the fact that demons are present, right? If we all have light and darkness within us, but we have a choice to make as to whether or not we will walk in light or darkness, that means we have free will. So when it comes to demons, I feel like it's the same thing. You could be tormented all your life because you didn't know how to properly address a demon that is within you, because people fail to realize that demons come from us. You know, what's going on in your inner world is a reflection of your outer world, meaning it starts with your mentality. If you are in a mental prison, if you feel like you are a prisoner of your own mind and you feel like it's nothing but uphill battles, what do you expect your outside life to look like? You know what I mean? It's gonna be a resemblance, it's gonna be a reflection, it's gonna be the same exact thing going on inside is gonna be going on outside of you. And to understand that is to just, it's as simple as knowing that it's not that you have anything to be fearful of, because again, if you give it power, you will feed something that you didn't necessarily have to. It takes skill and practice to look in your mirror and to confront these issues that have been going on for sometimes longer than you are aware of. But the first step of recognizing there's an issue or there is a demon is to not be in denial. You know what I mean? To understand that, hey, and say sometimes something is not right here. And that's, you're already on the road to recovery. Healing, I've said in numerous videos of mine, it's a never-ending journey. It's always going to be something that is going to test you. But when you understand to be responsive rather than reactive, you are gaining your momentum with controlling how you react to things that are sent to bring you out of alignment, that are sent to take away your peace, because it's a God-given birth, right, to have and maintain peace. But so many chaotic things are sent our way to strip us from it. So with demons, you know, they come from us. And once you're able to address the fact that the demon manifests into the physical, you know what I mean? You can fight it. You can release it with love. You can accept it for what the message was, or what the situation or the scenario was that you had to go through to learn, and you can let it go and you can release it with love, because you're not meant to be in trauma, to struggle, to feel like you have to fight all your life. It doesn't ever go away, but it does get easier with time, because you have to remember, every time you decide to grow and go to a higher level. New devils are going to be sent your way. So whether it's attractions that you subconsciously manifest into your life, love, friendships, alcoholism, substance abuse, anything that pulls you away from your right mind, you have to take the time out to confront it and just be at peace with it. You're not even supposed to really lean on your own understanding, but you lean on the understanding of the Most High, because we're not gonna understand every little thing. We're not gonna understand why certain things are happening. In due time, maybe we will, and maybe we won't, because we're not supposed to know everything. You know what I mean? Majority of the time, you're supposed to show up, and everything usually works itself out. And as long as you're trying your best, what do you have to be mad about? What do you have to be upset about? What do you have to feel any kind of way about for? You know what I mean? And your best is going to look different on any given day. We go through so many things to where you may feel high one minute, the next minute you can feel low, but it's about balance, and it's about keeping your peace, and it's about honoring your soul and staying true to yourself. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, because I spoke about exposing yourself, I spoke about demons. I can't stress it enough. Prayer is very important. Prayer is not something you do to get a quick out of jail card, get bailed out of jail. You know, it has to be a part of your lifestyle. It has to be a part of your regimen, because prayer does work, but you have to believe. It starts with your heart. It starts with confessing with your tongue and believing in your heart, and you will be saved. People don't believe in God, but God is very important. God is the image we were created in. God is where we come from, and God is where we will return to. Now, that's not to say that it's been written in the fine print where your soul is going to go, but at the end of the day, you have to be very conscious of the energy you allow around you, because a lot of things are going to be sent your way again to pull you out of alignment, and you can't be mad that if something that was sent as a test to pull you out of alignment gets you out of alignment, you have no one to blame other than yourself. Before you get taken to the palace from the pits of hell, you have to go through character training. You have to go through purification. You have to go through growth. You have to go through patience. You know what I mean? You have to, it's underrated and it's an understatement, but you have to understand that everything is connected. Nothing is ever coincidence. I feel like death is a purification, and heartbreak is also, it's a purge, because after you get finished going through the motions, you are a totally different person sometimes. Sometimes it's not always for the better, but it's not always for the worse either. The goal is to learn how to transmute the energy and to turn it into positive. That's what matter is. You know, that's where magic comes from. Rather than allowing something to keep you in bondage, you can tell how it made you stronger. There's a lot of hurt people walking around hurting other people that didn't have anything to do with their hurt. And people get hurt in the crossfire. People get caught up in the crossfire. But you have free will to decide how you're going to live your life and how you're going to show up. I feel like with heartbreak, for me, the couple times I've been through it, I can't even put blame on the next person for breaking my heart, because I gave them the power to do that. But you know what? In the process of the heartbreak, I became totally stronger than I was before. Stronger than I could have ever known. There's a saying, I seen it, I want to say a day before my father's funeral, and I really didn't want to go, but I knew I had to, so I did. And it was some BS, but you know what? I learned how strong I was. The saying said that if ever there's a day tomorrow when I'm not by your side, you are smarter than you know, stronger than you seem, and braver than you think. And even if tomorrow comes when I'm not there, I will always be with you. And the last conversation that I had with my father, we ended it on laughing terms. I never knew that that was going to be the last physical conversation, but I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful, because it's like, that was amazing within itself. Going back to the saying that I had seen, I feel like I keep those words dear to my heart. I've shared it with other people because I know that being that it's helped me, it's gonna help others, and I know it has already, but I feel like those were his last written words to me. And with heartbreak, with death, it's basically like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. You don't grow until you allow yourself to go through the motions, and you cannot stay a caterpillar forever. If you want to become a butterfly and you want to spread your wings and you want to just evolve, you have to stand in light. You cannot be afraid of yourself, because you're truly more powerful than you think, than you seem. There's going to be a lot of things sent your way, again, to pull you out of alignment. It's going to test your character. It's going to test your morals. It's going to test your patience. It's going to make you question your sanity. It's going to make you question whether or not if things are really happening in reality. It's going to be, you know, a mind buster. It's going to be a lot of things sent your way to try to get you and keep you at a low vibration and a low frequency. But the thing about destiny and the thing about God is you can't intervene with what's meant to happen or what's already been written. A lot of energies will come your way and try to use you for their own selfish gain, because there are a lot of energy vampires. There are a lot of things trying to conspire against you, but just like it will be things trying to conspire against you, there's also things that are working in your favor, working out, being handled without your knowledge, without you even physically seeing it. You just know that the next time you hear about it, or the next feeling you get about it, it's nothing but positivity, because that's the magic of love. That's the magic of being created in love. That's the magic of being created in an image of love. That is a promise that was written for us, that as long as we seek the Most High will seek us. As long as we draw near towards the Most High will always draw near towards us. As long as we keep the Most High first, guess what? Anything that is not for us will surely have to go. And I feel like that within itself is a blessing. And it's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be in your right mind. It's a blessing to understand that we are pure magic. We are love. Namaste.